deadlift and back day today. I think I've got 3 sets of 5 deadlift. Obviously I'm continuing with all of my gym work because I want to make sure I've got a big enough bone density going on, and also I want to maintain muscle mass and stuff. So I've brought my couple of personal trainers down with me today. One over here is warming up on the and this one over here, check that out. Just goes to show that what you do has an impact on them. They absolutely love it down here. Working hard there, Poppy, yeah?
Yeah. Minutes and 40 seconds. No, 50 seconds.
15?
No, 50.
50 minutes. Blimey, well done.
50 minutes.
Do the run for me.
Stop videoing and start working out. With it.
I'm on with it, I'm on a break.
Sure, you haven't even done anything. Apart from lift a few weights twice. That's all we've done. I've been here for like 20 minutes running. Look, I'm on 100.
Wow, check out that. On 100. Good work. Huh?
And I'm 8.
And you're 8.
It's way easier.
It's way easier what?
Than 0.
100 is way easier.
Probably not for you. A break is having water, not video.
Roger that. Roger that.
You're cool, Roger.
Hello, how far did you go?
Huh?
How far did you go?
6.0.
6 miles, 6 kilometres.
Yeah, no, 6.0 on that. Speed.
Oh, how far did you go?
20
How long did you do it for?
minutes.
Ah, well done. High five. Good work. So it's Sunday, 57 days to go to the 1,000 mile run starts. Today is a 20k run, which I'm going to do at a very, very low intensity. Now, most people try and, when they're doing these low intensity runs, they try and push the barriers too much. And I believe that, you know, when you're training for like a long distance, is that the low intensity stuff, most people, it's not low intensity enough. And when they're doing the higher intensity stuff, it's not high enough intensity. So there's, you know, there's all sorts of various ways that the body builds endurance, but those are 2 ways. And you know, the high intensity stuff does help to build the endurance stuff. So I keep the low intensity stuff at around, for me and my age and sort of injury levels or whatever's going on at the moment, at around about 140 BPM is what my heart rate's, 143 to be exact. And I'm also incorporating some HIIT sessions, which are very, very high intensity, and they're in about 3 times a week. And what they consist of is that when I first started it at the beginning of my training, it was four rounds of all out 30-second bouts with 4 minutes rest in between, and now I'm currently at 10 rounds of 30-second bouts with only 2.5 minutes in between. But the 30 seconds just have to be absolutely all out, like really, really hard, like puke worthy. So that's the level that you're doing it. And also, I'm obviously, as well as that, 5 days a week I'm in the gym. And in the gym, what I'm doing is I'm building, you know, my structural balance. I'm improving symmetry and functionality of the body and the functional movements of the body. But also, I'm trying to make sure that my bone density is as high as I can get it, because obviously I'm doing sort of 25 days of nearly two marathons a day. And the bone density and the health of the muscle and the bone needs to be as high as possible. So that's the idea behind that. And also, there's a way that the body works, is that the method of the body gets the blood back to the heart is actually via, you know, a really good contraction of the muscle, and it actually helps with stroke volume of the heart. So that's actually called preload. So if you can, you know, improve the muscle as well, and the capabilities of the muscle to, with every movement, try and send the blood back to the heart as efficiently as possible, that really helps. So that's just 3 elements of my training that I'm up to. And yeah, today is 20k, very low intensity, 140 BPM, and I'm building up actually to an 8-hour run, 1 8-hour run prior to leaving. So hopefully I'll be able to sort of practice everything on that, practice my nutrition, practice my water, practice the capabilities of the sort of daily nutrition, and also test where where the levels are at with regards to sort of joint health and things like that. So time to have a coffee, as I always do, and get into it. So I'm actually heading towards the Camel Trail to run today, and it's a fairly flat route. It's 17 miles. It runs from Wenford Bridge to Padstow, which is a small fishing town in Cornwall. And the reason it's flat is because it used to actually be an old railway track back in the steam days. It's obviously disused now, and it's called the Camel Trail because it sort of actually follows along the Camel River. So it's fairly flat. It's like really picturesque, but most people now go there to hire bikes or take their bikes there now, and follow it as a cycle route. Ideal for me for doing these long, slow distance runs, so that I can keep the heart rate pretty constant. It should be a nice run. There's lots of people around, and it's very picturesque and beautiful, as you'll see.
So I want to talk about potential. It's really important. One of the most profound things that dictates whether you get results, or the results that you want in your life. It's absolutely crucial to get hold of. You know, obviously this run has nothing really to do with fitness. It has absolutely everything to do with the shift that you can make in your mind. And it brings me on to Roger Bannister. It's an easy way of being able to illustrate exactly what I'm talking about. Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile all those years ago. Up until then, no one, not one person, had achieved it. They actually believed that the human body wasn't capable of it at all. But what allowed him to be able to do it was his mindset and the shifts in his mind. Obviously he was training. Everyone was training to try and break that barrier, but he actually managed to achieve it by the shifts in his mind and the beliefs that he had about whether he could achieve it. So what we've got is, up until the time that he broke that 4-minute barrier, no one had achieved it, not one person. In the 2 years following the time that he achieved it, 37 people achieved the same result. So what does that tell you? No one achieved it before he had. Then after that, 37 people achieved it. And since then, even high school children have. So what does that tell you about potential as well? It's absolutely crucial. So if we said that the action that you take dictates the results that you get, I'll say that again, the action that you take dictates the results that you get, what is it that dictates the amount of action that you take? Well, that's belief. The belief that you have in yourself is so crucial. That is what dictates the amount of action you take, which dictates the amount of results that you get. Now, if people have a low belief in themselves, and that dictates the amount of action that they take, which is less, and they experience really poor results, what happens is that then reinforces their beliefs. So you're in like this fucking spiral then, where your results are actually proving that you can't achieve things. So it comes down to a few simple ingredients. So if you believe that you've got a low potential, then you're going to take less action. But if you can somehow believe that you have a high potential for good results, then you're going to take more action than you normally would. So that's about creating some level of certainty in your life, and certainty about yourself, and belief about your potential. Now, I'm doing 1,000 fucking miles, right? From Cornwall to Scotland and back. I've never done that before. Absolutely. And I tell you what, all of the people that I used to do CrossFit with, they'll tell you, Lord is shit at running. Okay? I can tell you now, I would way rather be sat in a gym lifting weight. I can tell you that, honestly. And then people will say, well, Justin, you were in the Marines. I was, absolutely. But I've been out of the Marines just as long as the time that I was in the Marines. And then they'll say, Justin, you're a personal trainer. I'm not a fucking personal trainer. I was a personal trainer years ago when I first left the Marines. I can tell you now, running was not my thing. No interest at all, you know. Pretty much hated it. I'm a sprinter and a lifter. So, you know, my job is more mindset, life coaching online. So I spend a lot of my day sat down. Yes, I add in all of the primal stuff, like making sure that I don't sit down for longer than an hour, and on each hour I'll jump up and do some form of movement, whether that's pull-ups, burpees or whatever, because it's very, very bad for you. We're not designed to do that. We need to bring in this primal aspect of moving. But that's about it. Gym, hit, sprint. That's what I was all about. So what am I saying about this? How do you create this belief around yourself and this belief, and raising that potential so that you can truly believe that you have a greater potential than what you're currently achieving. Well, let's break it down, right? The first thing is that I am doing a 1,000-mile run. I have absolutely no idea whether I can do it. I'm not a great runner. I'm not designed for it. I'm shorter or stockier. I don't really like it. So how do I create the belief that I have the potential to be able to do this and achieve it, so that I take more action towards being able to achieve the result in all of my training? Well, think about it. What's got you currently to the level of success that you currently have or currently are experiencing up until now? Well, that comes down to the thoughts that you have about yourself and the belief that you have about yourself. It's as simple as that. It's to do ultimately and singularly to do with your mindset, your beliefs of the potential that you have. And what you've done is you've reinforced that by getting subpar results, which reinforces the beliefs about yourself. So what do? What am I doing? I'm doing this to prove to you that you can achieve anything and be, do and have anything that you want. So what am I doing? Visualization and acting the part, acting as if, using different words with myself. You've used words with yourself up until now. You're currently using words with yourself right now about yourself. You'll look in the mirror and you'll say, I'm fat. If you don't say it, you'll think it. Reinforcing it all the time. I could say and reinforce every day, I'm not a runner. I'm not a runner. I can't do that. I've never done it before. Absolute rubbish. So you act as if. You become an actor. Now, Jim Carrey spoke about this not so long ago. What did he say? He's played so many characters so immersively and so well and so in depth. And how has he managed to do it? By becoming that character. So he's become that character on screen, off screen, constantly living it out. And he's saying, well, if we can be all of these different characters, if I can be all of these different characters, then who is Jim Carrey? Now, quite profound and quite in depth, but what it means is that you can still be you. You can be, do and have whatever you want by acting and feeling as if you have it. It's not going to happen when you do it once. There's no fucking way you can sit there and say, write out a goal once and that's it, job done. Not going to work. It comes through constant repetition every single day, and you speak to yourself in a different way. And the way that you speak to yourself is a choice. I know that you're in the shower and you're washing yourself down and you say, alright, I'm this, I'm that, arguing with yourself about the person that said this to you and said that to you. Why not make the conscious choice to change the words that you use with yourself? Because it is a choice, and the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So what am I saying? I'm saying I'm visualizing all the time me on the run, visualizing how my body feels on the run. I'm acting as if I am that person. Alright? I'm not a runner, but I will do this. I will do it. I'm here, I'm visualizing, I'm writing it into reality, I'm speaking it into reality, and I'm acting as if, and I'm assuming the feeling as if. And if you do that more often then you think the bad things about yourself, then you're going to gradually push out those old beliefs, those horrible beliefs and the limitations, self-limiting beliefs that you have of yourself, and you're going to push them out and replace them with all of these new thoughts